r/Askreddit by Reddit and chill. What's the best accidental nudity you have experienced? I used to work as a door guy at a club. One night a cute girl who was a regular came down to the stairs to the front door drunkenly adjusting her blouse and skirt. She asked if her outfit looked too slutty because she just found out her boyfriend was coming to the club. She was there with girlfriends and hadn't been expecting to see him. She was worried he might see her and get jealous if he thought her clothing was too revealing. I told her it might be, since during her blouse adjustments her left boob had popped out and was currently fully exposed. I got a good laugh out of it and saw an accidental boob. It was a good day. When I was 15 or so I definitely had the hots for my best friend's older sister. One summer I went with his family to a beach trip. I was sitting next to a cooler and she bent over to grab a drink from it. Her top unclipped and fell right off. It wasn't the most interesting, but it was one of the best moments of my life at the time. Come on. Everybody knows you were strategically sitting by the cooler. You pervert. On a side note, did you bring the pictures? I was part of a sound engineering team doing a live show of The Great Gatsby. They asked me to go make up the actors. Thought I would start with the actresses because their dressing rooms were closest. Stupid me was so in a rush that I forgot to knock. I just walked in and it was tits everywhere. Luckily no one saw me so I just backed up and knocked. They said I can come and so went in again and again, tits everywhere. Seems like they didn't really care. And the fact that all of them were really hot made it so much better. Even got to party with them after the show. Goes in. Sees tits everywhere. Gets embarrassed and backs out. Knocks and was let in. Sees tits once more. Great time. Service plumber here. Went to a call. Lady came to the door. Attractive. 30ish. Holding her robe closed with one hand and robe and trying to hold her large dog back with the other. The dog lunged a bit and so she used her other hand that was holding the robe closed. Well, she must have been in a hurry that morning because she was full on naked under the robe. I politely looked away, but it was too late. I saw it all, and it was the wrong address. Is this the plot of a porn video? My first accidental nudity. I was 8 and was at my older cousin's house for her birthday party. Needed to go to the bathroom. Took a wrong turn and walked into a bedroom. I'd only been to her house a handful of times. Had no idea anyone was indoors. And there they were. My cousin's best friends, both 14. Butt naked and changing into their swimsuits. Being the dumb 8-year-old that I was, it didn't register to me that they were naked until a few seconds before they noticed the door was open. Neither screamed. They were kinda like deer in headlights until I quickly backed out of the room and said I'm so sorry. Deer in headlights. Lol. In college. My dorm room window faced the courtyard. One night I was smoking out of the window and noticed in a room on the opposite side of the courtyard 2 beautiful girls dancing topless with the window open. They put on quite a good show. Looked like they were having the time of their lives. Needless to say, I would glance that way all the time after that. Never saw anything like that again though, out the window I mean. Had something like this in college. Went to an urban school and my dorm room faced an apartment complex across the street. And the window nearly directly across from mine was a woman in her late 20s early 30s who had to have been an exhibitionist. She was naked all the time and always near the big open window. Her bed was also right by the window. To be fair, I didn't think she was an exhibitionist until I noticed that whenever she brought men to her apartment and things got steamy the man would always close the blinds. And then she'd promptly open them right back up. She also pleasured herself by the window a few times. I'm a contractor and I showed up at a customer's house and a woman answered the door before I could even knock. Wearing nothing but a football helmet and a big smile. Then screamed and slammed the door in my face. Turns out, it was her husband's birthday. And she thought it was him coming home. And wanted to surprise him. Husband thought it was pretty hilarious. I've seen this movie before. I was minding my own business one morning in college. Woke up to adjust the blinds and to my surprise there was a girl across the street with only a shirt on, as in nude from the waist down, banging on the door to be let into her apartment. Her roommates must have hated her cause she was outside completely bare ass for 5 minutes yelling and screaming to get let in. Ah yes. Donald ducking it that day. I was doing my motorbike test in the UK. In the middle of summer on a beautiful warm sunny day. We were riding through a small village. And I see a beautiful, well-endowed young woman wearing a very low-cut top running to catch a bus. As she's running, she bounces herself out of her top. And we get an amazing view of two big beautiful boobies bouncing around in the morning sun. I turned my head to look so fast I nearly got whiplash. And nearly crashed my bike. The instructor pulls me over. He gets off and lights up a cigarette. And grinning says to me, "Fucking hell. She had a right set of udders on her." I nearly stacked it myself. Get back on, lad. Let's try that again. Lad. We were on a college trip and the busty Russian exchange student lost her top in Yellowstone in the boiling river for a few seconds. We were all respectful and looked away once we realized though, but damn. Oddly enough we were good friends after that trip because we all got trashed and joked together a lot. How busty. When I was 10 and scrambled HBO porn popped up for the first time. HBO sound. Best friend sister in the tub. So dreams can come true. My friend and I have identical cameras. I guess one day he got them mixed up and used mine to take bunch of nude photos for of his girlfriend. The funny thing is I didn't even notice for a few months after I got it back. It was definitely a confusing few minutes until I figured out what had happened. Bet you did the dirty. Going hiking near my house in Vermont and came across a very naked and very attractive 20-something sunbathing down by the quarry. Cool beans, man. I live by the quarry. We should hang out by the quarry and throw things down there. I was meeting with a fairly attractive rep with a potential vendor best described as busty. When we went to sit in the conference room she sat down opposite me and as she reached for something out of her bag her bra broke and out popped her breast from her low cut blouse. Needless to say it was a good day. Edit. Answers to some questions. Yes. We did select this vendor and no, this incident didn't play a role. I do still work with this rep. She jokes about it as I think we both were very embarrassed by it. As fair as size gifted or blessed is as much detail as I will share. So did the vendor get your business? Not sure how accidental it was. But I was in class one time and looked out the window and literally saw a naked chick. This was in college and the classroom building was directly across from a dorm building. And as crazy as it sounds, some freshman girl decided to do her makeup before dressing. Facing out the window. Almost sounds like a fantasy. Just drifting off in class. Looking out the window and bam. Boobies. I have no clue why she decided to it facing the window. With the blinds up. Checked every class after that but I never saw her again. Maybe someone told her and she thought better after that. I had a GF in college who used to come out of the shower and get fully naked in front of a floor to ceiling window. At night. On the second floor above street level. In a busy city. Saw her do it at least 3 or 4 times. Pretty sure she was an exhibitionist. I was a data center monkey for a time. Got a ticket to replace a failing SSD. No problem. Go to stock room. Grab new SSD from stock. Open case. Replace SSD. RAID array rebuilds automatically. Job done. Except this time the steps were. Go to stock room. Find half naked employee changing into her uniform. Quickly and apologetically close door. In fact, this happened twice. With 2 separate people. We have changed rooms. And bathrooms. All over the facility. With privacy locks that lock from the inside. Why do people feel it is a good idea to get naked in the stock room? How do people, who are not technicians and are theoretically not on the ACL, gain access to this locked room? Why would they jump through the proverbial hoops to enter a secure area when the change rooms are just sitting open? These are questions I have. But do not have answers to. I have not attempted to correct this problem for, well, obvious reasons. Sounds like people used to duck in that room. Girl's boob fell out while playing Twister. Her reaction was the most hilarious thing I have ever witnessed. Whole party in shock. Totally chilled. She's like, hey, get back in there, and pops it back in shirt. 10/10 for styling it out. In my 20s, staying with my boyfriend who was living in the Netherlands at the time. The shower is just an open area to the rest of the bathroom, so no curtain. In walks his father. Sees me in shower. I hear the door open and we make eye contact. He looks down then back up and just closes the door. Not accidental. But before that, working night shift in a supermarket. Some chick walks in butt ass naked and decides to shop. I'm blind as a bat and think she's just wearing a fugly salmon colored bodysuit. Everyone starts following her and acting like they've never seen a naked person before. Everyone starts following her and acting like they've never seen a naked person before. So basically, your average Redditor. When I was 11, I was on a party boat with my mom. After a while I was bored, so I went outside the main hall and started taking the view in of downtown Miami. Eventually my mom came outside to hang out. After some time we both saw a smaller boat in the distance. As I was looking, I saw these two women see us also. Well, they looked at us, then at each other, and without hesitation flashed my mother and I. My mom tried covering my eyes when she noticed what was going on, but I already got a great look at their boobage. Made my entire vacation and I still remember them to this day. Imagine the opposite, LMAO. PRISON. Walking back to the dorms freshman year of college with a couple friends when we passed by one of the apartment buildings on campus. Someone had their bedroom light on and their curtains open. And we all got a look at some girl riding her boyfriend. Roommate's ex-girlfriend used to do shit like that on purpose. Leave blinds open. One to get ducked against the door. Or the wall to the living room with several people in it. It was odd. I was flying from MN to LA. I was in first class, but someone was in the bathroom, so I walked the whole length of the plane to use the bathroom. Forgot to mention I was shit-faced. Everyone was looking at me. I thought, damn, I look good. Turns out my sundress was stuck in my string and ass was hanging out as I pranced the length of the plane. Luckily back then I had a great ass. Please say you're a dude. I want this story to get even better. Quite a few years ago, me and 3 mates were having an early morning round of golf. We were all around 14 years old. It was about 7 AM when we got to the par 3 with a small hotel right behind the green. As we were all walking onto the green, the curtains opened up and a naked lady, perfect in every way according to my memory, stood there for what seemed like a minute, likely a lot less, before she looked directly at us. Mouthed shit and closed the curtains in a hurry. Was the first time I'd seen a naked woman in the flesh. Good times. As a young teenager, think 13-14, I was waiting outside for my friend to come out so we could get in the pool. She was delayed, so I went back in the house and got a good look as she was changing with the bedroom door open, as she thought I was outside. Awkwardness ensued. As an adult, at a hostel in Xi'an and talking about sights to see with a new Irish couple that came in, and she just started changing as we were talking. Her breasts were proof of intelligent design and just about 5 feet away. I mean, just a balcony you could do Shakespeare from. However, 2 feet next to me was my girlfriend. Awkwardness ensued. Awkwardness ensued seems to be the ending to most of these. My summer job is at a public pool, and seeing the hot moms trying to hold on to their youth by wearing small bikinis never gets old. The best is when they go off the diving board or down the slide and lose their tops or bottoms. Usually takes them a good second or two to realize before they fix it. Edit. There was also a time in college when I was sitting at my desk doing homework and I hear a girl yell, "Hey you," out my window. I looked out and saw the best pair of college breasts I've ever seen. Oh, I have one. My husband and I went to the English Gardens in Munich and a crazed Aussie convinced him to strip and jump in the river in his boxers. Well, it isn't a slow river. And finally he realized, well shit, I need to get out. He ended up clinging under a bridge and his undies sailed merrily off downstream while his hands were occupied. He crawled out with a lot of effort, butt naked, and hauled himself onto the shore. About 2 miles from me and his clothes. After catching his breath he climbed up an embankment and landed splat on a family's picnic blanket. Bare ass naked. Potato salad was spilled and horror ensued. He apologized in English. Hopelessly embarrassed. While they goggled at him in shock. Like, it's okay to be naked there. But don't sit in someone's potato salad while American. I met him with his clothes about halfway and he was still beet red and dying of embarrassment. I love traveling with Aussies. It's always a good time. It took us 3 days to make that potato salad. 3 days. Ducking like and subscribe.